Hey guys, Bill Ladd, Duckett Ladd, CPAs and advisors. I really want to take a minute to thank you guys for jumping back on here, joining us as we continue our 8-part series, Setting Up for Scaling Up. Guys, these are 8 principles that we think can help you take your business to the next level. So far we've talked about reconnecting with your why, we've talked about finding that brand voice, we've talked about getting the right people on the bus. And guys, I'm really pumped up about this one. This one's going to be a lot of fun because we are going to be talking about getting intense with client experience. I'm telling you what, guys, we are in the age of the experience economy, and it is such a huge opportunity for small businesses to differentiate themselves from their competitors. And I'm really excited today because we're going off script, baby. We're gonna call an audible. We're not gonna bring an external expert. We're gonna bring our very own Director of First Impressions, Angie Lippold. Angie, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And I guess you have to be here, right?
Yes, I do.
You do work here. So, Angie, I just want to first of all let people know if they have not met you, you are an incredible all-star when it comes to client experience.
Thanks.
You know, people love you both internally and externally. Before you came on board, we were a CPA firm, right? That's what we were, and in every sense of the word. But about the same time you came on, we realized that that wasn't good enough. You know, that we needed to do things differently. We wanted to present a different experience than what people might see. And right around that same time, you know, we brought you on board. So can you kind of unpack for us a little bit, you know, first of all, why do you do what you do? And then kind of wrap that into how that correlates to client experience and how that can affect that.
Sure. Well, myself, why do I do what I do? I think client experience is a feeling. And when I came on here at Duckett Ladd, it was truly as just a CPA firm. You walked in, everything looked brown and kind of neutral and plain. And there's nothing wrong with that because it didn't feel stuffy and it didn't have some of those things that put people's guards up. But when I was approached with the opportunity to make some changes for the firm, as far as the direction that we wanted people to fill when they came to our office, I thought, well, why just be mediocre when you can raise the bar? And so I wanted to be able to do that, not just for the clients, but for us here, because we work here. We put a lot of hours in here, and we need to enjoy where we work as well.
Yeah, you know, I think you're spot on because we were a very standard accounting firm, and our interactions with our clients were good, but it starts before that. I mean, it really starts with the first phone call. You know, it starts when they walk in the door. And one of the things that you do such a good job on, I want you to kind of explain, you know, how you do this, but is, you know, interacting with our clients. Let's start there because that is a huge part. That's what most people think of when they think of client experience, right? How do I treat you if I'm a service provider? You know, what kind of experience do you have? So tell me, what are some of your tips that when you're interacting with people, what is it that you feel it helps you, you know, have that good, you know, client experience with your interactions with people?
Well, I think there's several things that I could point out. One is I want to treat others the way I want to be treated.
Sure.
So if I came to work every day and didn't have a smile on my face or in my heart, because you know you wear your smile throughout your whole body expression if you're happy, then that's not going to be real appealing. I mean, who wants to come to an accounting office?
Yeah.
So I have to kind of jazz that up a little.
Sure.
You know, you can just say hi and how can I help you and gather their information, but it's about the interaction you have with them, conversation. You only might see our clients once a year, but there are some clients that are on our hub that, you know, I see weekly, every other week, monthly, quarterly, and so those relationships I think are really important to form up front because they need to know that we're all open and willing to help. And if I was just shut off and just gathered their stuff and passed their things along, that would give a whole different feeling.
That's a really good point because, you know, when you look at, say, an accounting firm or maybe a dentist office or a doctor's, I mean, a lot of times you would think people associate discomfort or anxiety with those kind of experiences. So if they come in and right off the bat, they have a very genuine, real interaction with somebody, that is extremely friendly, that puts them at ease, that kind of gets that ball rolling towards getting them to the point where they have a really good experience at these kind of places. And that's one thing that you do just a tremendous job on, Angie, is interacting with our clients in a way that puts them at ease. So let's kind of step to the next part of that client experience that you kind of touched on. But that's only part of it, I think. I think it's also, what do you experience when you come into the sphere of a service provider, of a business? And that's one thing we challenged you, is we said, we got a lot of brown walls in here. Take this and do what you will. And now we got a conference room that clients absolutely love. We got up front, you've completely redone. We got a candy bar that people just go nuts for, and that's all you. That was your brainchild. So take us through your thought process of how to get us from a very bland, drab accounting office to what we've got now.
Well, there was a couple of different aspects I thought about. One, I wanted it to feel comfortable, not just for myself when I come to work,
Sure.
but our clients and other staff members. And so, and I wanted it to look different. I didn't want it to look like every other office building. I just started with a scheme and kind of ran with it. And thankfully, you allowed me to do that. But like on our candy bar, we used to just have a bowl of chocolates.
Yeah.
And everyone loved the
That big
Snickers.
grab bag from Sam's, right? Has a Snickers and all the ones that nobody ever eats, right?
Well, actually, no, they ate them and they were good, but why just have a variety of 5
Yeah.
when you can explode it? And that's where I thought about the candy bar. Is like, why just have a few choices? And so it went from a bowl to a bar, and I think personally that's what took our customer experience to another level. And our clients love it. I never would have imagined the comments and conversations that have happened around the candy bar just because it's here. And so that makes me happy.
So we're going to stop there and say that's tip number 1. If
Okay.
you got a jar of candy, get rid of it and create a candy bar, right? Is that fair, Angie? Is that our first tip number 1?
Take as much
Pro
pictures
tip number
as you
1.
want. Yep.
Okay.
Take pictures if you need.
Yeah.
Recopy it. I don't care.
And not to mention, that creates buzz on social media.
Yeah.
People come and they take pictures, selfies or whatever. That can create some buzz on an Instagram or a Facebook platform too. So that's really a cool point. So go ahead.
Yeah. So it's just a conversation starter too. Then the wall just was a collaboration of ideas. I tried to keep it modern yet rustic and kind of get everybody's feel in it. Who would have thought teal would go in an office, but it does. And it makes it homey when you put all that together.
And that's the first thing you see when you walk in.
Right.
I mean, the placement was just perfect to make a statement right off the bat. And then you look to right, oh, there's a candy bar. Then you're brought into a conference room that does not look like an accountant's conference room. That's exactly what you've done. That's just made all the difference in the world, Angie. So I give you a ton of credit for
Thank
that.
you.
That's been huge. Okay, let's switch gears here, because we've talked about the client, right? Mm-hmm. But you also have other clients, and those are your internal clients. And when we brought you on, that's another thing we challenged you is, we're a CPA office. Certain times a year, we're stressed out. We're working here, we're seeing each other more than our families. And it's important to us to have a culture and an environment where people actually do want to come into work even when it's hard. And so, we said, Angie, let us have some fun. And whether it's a waffle bar or a potato bar or a Super Bowl party or a March Madness party, all these things that you've done has made our lives better. And you do that every day. So tell me a little bit about that. What's that like for you to make your internal clients' lives better?
Well, I had a dear friend once tell me, especially when I was interviewing for this job, is you are not gonna like the accounting world. They're boring, they're nose to the books, and they've got their adding machine, and that's all they wanna do. And I don't think that's true. I don't think people give others enough credit when given the opportunity to shine. So myself, in that aspect, I could have just come in and, ordered some food and, had it laid out for you guys. But everyone likes whipped cream on waffles and sprinkles.
Right.
So if I had just done a waffle bar,
First of all, nobody just does a waffle bar. People just do pizza. They just do
Exactly.
sandwiches.
Or pizza.
Right.
That's a good example. So pizza. So you could do cheese pizza. Most people will take a slice of cheese pizza, but if you put every topping available for every people in your place that they're going to enjoy and want, that's going to lighten them up a little more. So that's, I don't know, I see the happiness on my fellow coworkers' faces when it's not just, you know, breakfast being served. It's a waffle bar with every condiment
Okay,
under
we're going
the
to stop
sun.
there and we're going to go pro tip number 2, guys. Waffle bars. Get out and get your team a waffle bar. I mean, who does that? Who does that, Angie? Really? That's
Well,
Angie.
It was fun, and you have to cover I mean, not everyone likes the same things. So, but the reason I do that is it makes me feel good. You guys are my family, well, my family away from my family per se, and I think it's important when you spend that much time with people that you make it enjoyable. And if they're not enjoying it, surely I'll help them make it enjoyable. So
It's really what it does, Angie, is it builds community. And you kind of become a very big focal point in that and kind of steering that community, because it is very easy to come into an office and just kind of do your thing, sit at your desk and not interact with people. But what a lot of what you do brings people together, creates culture, creates community, creates collaboration. And that's something that's invaluable. Angie, I got to tell you, first of all, I'm going to go pro tip number 3 is go get you an Angie. If you can't go get you an Angie, try to be more like Angie. Guys, she comes in here every day and she just kills it. And she brings client experience to a whole nother level, pushes us to do things that we never would have dreamed of doing, but it makes working here so special. It makes this culture special, and hopefully it makes our client experience special. Angie, you're an all-star. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Get back to work.
yes.
No, I'm kidding. Guys, thanks for having us. It has been an absolute honor for me to be on here with you and share my 4 ideas. I'm going to pass the baton to Jared Duckett. This guy is an absolute operational guru. He's going to bring 4 really tactical tips, and I know you'll get a lot out of them, and it'll make your business better. Love to have you guys share these posts, like them. Let's try to get the word out. These things are things that can make people better, make businesses better. So until next time, have a great day. Bye.